My rich husband forces me to serve the ghosts of people he killed every month. When I chose to marry David, I was already aware he was a man of many secrets. I mean, he owned multiple phones, credit cards, visas, and IDs. I mean, this might sound crazy, but he wouldn't even pick calls when I'm around or close to him. Some days, he just leaves and doesn't return until the next morning or even weeks sometimes. And when he does this, he always comes back with gifts. I mean, perfumes, bags, and sometimes even a brand new car for me. It was basically my dream life, except with a few twists. But generally, I had gotten used to it already. As long as money was stable and he never put his hands on me, I will be fine. There was just one rule that always put chills down my spine. Every first Saturday of every month, my husband would host a luxurious dinner for an anonymous guest which I had never seen before. My job was to prepare the food, and that's all. But on this particular Saturday, my husband had called me and gave me a different instruction from usual. He told me this time I'll be serving the guests the food and wine. While looking me dead in my eyes, he warned me not to speak or look at any of the guest faces when the time comes. I was terrified as I didn't know what he meant. He warned me to keep my head down at all times while serving and avoid any contact with them. At this point, I was scared of saying yes and also scared of saying no, so nodded my head agreeing with him. The time had come for the guests to start coming in, and the hall was already prepped and set. I was in the back room when I heard cars pulling up to the driveway, accompanied with footsteps coming up the stairs. This was my signal that the party was about to start. 15 minutes in, and all the attendees were present. I peeped through a tiny glass and saw my husband sitting at the end of a long table. But for some reason, I couldn't visually make out the figures I was seeing on the table as it was dark at night. Soon after, I started to hear voices, like chattering, except it was only my husband's own. No one else was talking or responding to him, just him talking and laughing. That's when I heard him call my name to serve the food. Shivering with fear, I took the plates I had prepared for them and went in with my head bowed down as instructed. I could smell the room smelt like death, mixed with soil and rotten flesh. Gasping for air, I started to drop off each plate beside the guest, and none of them spoke a word. I did same for my husband. It was when I was serving the last guest at the end of the table. My fear tripped me, and his spoon fell to the ground. My hands were literally shaking, and the room became instantly freezing. As soon as the spoon slipped out of my sweaty hands, without thinking, I tried to apologize. When the words hooked in my throat and my mouth was shut instantly. Instantly, I couldn't speak anymore. I turned to look at the man, and that's when I noticed I recognized his outfit and posture. This was my father-in-law that died 6 years ago. His skin was flaky and dry, and his eyes looked like they had been plucked out. I tried to scream again, but to no avail, my mouth was shut completely. He was just sitting there stiff, no reaction. That's when I turned to my right. And sitting beside him was one of my husband's late business partner that had passed away 3 years ago. Immediately, tears rushed down my eyes. I couldn't believe what I was witnessing. I looked to the left, and I saw one of the maids my husband had hired that allegedly went missing. She was sitting there rotten, hollow, and dead. I was losing my mind when I heard my husband shout my name. I stood up and saw the look in his eyes. He was raging angry. He screamed at me saying, "I warned you not to look at them. Now you have broken the circle." That's when the last barely lit up bulb in the hall completely went out. It was total darkness. Immediately, I heard the chairs scraping the floor like people were leaving their seats. Without hesitation or thinking, I ran out of the hall barefooted. I left the whole house with nothing, jumped the fence to the main road, and kept running. I looked like a thief running for her life. I've been staying in a hotel since, and my husband keeps sending me messages to come back. But the spirits are upset with me, that I must return and finish serving, or else they will find someone to replace me. And it's most likely my son. My son had been enrolled in boarding school, and news reached me a while back that his father already picked him up for a tenure. I'm at a point I'm completely lost. If you enjoy real-life horror stories like this, then make sure to like the video and subscribe as we grow the family to 150 subs. Also, don't forget to comment what you think about her situation. I'll keep you guys updated on whatever she says.